Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sports Breakdown once again. So today we are going to do the SRH SWOT analysis and the latest updates. Plus, I think we are going to give the playing 11 from these three SRH fans who have joined at the end of the live. So earlier, if you haven't checked out the Mumbai Indians squad analysis, do check it out on the Sports Breakdown that we did early in the day. So alongside, we have joined with Varun, who's a passionate SRH fan all the way from USA, who's joined us from today. We have Dheeraj joining us, who's also SRH fan. He'll be speaking through, and then we have Deep as well, who also joined us, who's also SRH fan. So thank you to all three of you for joining. In the first place, yes, we have a comment already from Gopi says big fan Varun bro. All right, so let's begin.
I'm very touched. Thank you. First time I heard this comment, man.
All right. First of all, Varun will come to you. Your thoughts about Aiden
Huh?
Markram being Aiden Markram being appointed captain, because obviously we knew, there was a choice between Mayank and Aiden Markram, and usually we know that SRH goes along with the overseas players. We know that David Warner, Kane Williamson, Darren Sammy, all these overseas players have become captain. The majority, except for like Shikhar Dhawan, there's exceptions of Indian captains, but majority wise, I mean, usually SRH goes with overseas captains, and they've gone with Adam Markram. Obviously, he won the SA20 with the Sunrisers Eastern Capes. Your thoughts about Aiden Markram? Was it a no-brainer for them to appoint him as captain, or any thoughts on that? Varun, you're muted.
I think when you were forming the question only, you gave away half away the information I was about to say. Huh?
I'm sorry. Yes, you
What?
can continue. Sorry, I think I was lagging. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Yeah, so I think Aiden Markram just replacing Kane Williamson's place, right? I think he still has the same kind of mindset in him. He's cool, calm, and he likes to support the players even at the end stages. Now, if you see, we lost the first two matches, right, in SA20, and I think it's pretty common for a Sunrisers franchise to do that. Just lose the first two games and then just start to build things up and, just perform our own way, just bring our A game up. So that's what Aiden Markram and the co has done, right? So he's shown what his potential is. He's shown what he's made out of, right from when he started in the U19 South African team, like in 2014, right? He was the captain and he won it in that tournament. Very well done. Okay, so now he has that experience. Many people really doubted him. First of all, is he going to be the captain? If he is he going to do good? Because we never really seen him. And I think he also captained SA for a tour, right? He hadn't had such a great impact in that tour as well. But now
Hmm.
he's come as a captain into the Sunrisers Eastern Cape team, right?
Yes.
He's proved himself. He's won the cup, right? And even with the management's help, he got it to himself, right? He took it by heart. He took the team's chances and he took the team into his heart. He made
Yes.
them into himself, and then he just poured it out all onto the field, right? So I think that's what a captain needs to do, and that's what he's done. And I hope we can see the similar part of what he's done for SEC into the IPL as well.
All right. Dheeraj, your thoughts about Aiden Markram being captain? Do you think that, because I mean Mayank Agrawal, obviously he was option, but back in Punjab Kings, the situation that happened with Mayank, obviously him being under pressure and all. So your thoughts about Markram being captain, and do you think SRH have a strong chance of going into the playoffs this time under Markram's captaincy?
SRH took a very brilliant decision to get Markram as a captain because the thing is, Mayank Agarwal getting pressure by giving the captaincy in the Punjab team, as we have seen in the last season, like scoring below 200 runs because of the captaincy and all. I think it's a good decision to make Markram as a captain, so he's too calm and he plays his game. He takes to the end of the game and yeah, he scores a big score. So that is the reason they made him captain and can score some good runs in the lower order and the middle order. So it's good to be captain, make Markram.
Yes. All right, let's go with Deep now. Deep, obviously, in the auctions, we know SRH got Harry Brook. I think that's a very, very good buy, I would feel, from SRH. Getting him for 13.2, I think they competed with RR. Obviously, their budget was not enough for them to go further for Harry Brook, and somehow SRH got Harry Brook. So, Deep, your thoughts on getting Harry Brook? Because we know how good of his form is right now, Harry Brook, especially in Test cricket. In all three formats, I think he's playing really well. So your thoughts on Harry Brook being bought by SRH?
I think it was probably the best buy, and the reason why I'm saying this is that most of the cricketers or most of the panelists on various platforms, they didn't rate the Harry Brook as high. They were trying to rate Sam Curran or Ben Stokes very high, but I feel SRH went with a very data-driven decision making, and like they wanted to go for Harry Brook, and they were all in at the auction table. And you see the way he performed in the Test series, the way he has been performing for England in the recent ODI games and everything. I think he's the future star to look for, and I think they have done a very good job in acquiring his services.
All right. We have a question over here from Tanish, and I think Varun can answer this. Which position suits Brook and Mayank?
So I think at the first of the tournament, we heard that Abhishek Sharma was injured. So I put Rahul Tripathi in place of him. But now, since Abhishek Sharma is fit, we're just gonna have to go with the opening of Abhishek Sharma and Mayank Agarwal. With Harry Brook, I think he is a flexible batsman. He can play anywhere from the positions of 3 to 6, right? So I think depending on the situation where the match is going, right, and who you're actually facing against, I think Brook will just place onto there because Markram as well. You saw him in SEC, he came down at number 5, to just promote the batsman and, to do something for the team. So maybe Markram might do something like that, but I think his original position right now for the team is at number 5. He can come in at number 4. Who knows? As I said, it's depending on the situation how it goes. So let's just see.
All right. Coming to you, Dheeraj, your thoughts, especially on Henrik Klaasen, because I think his buy is also very interesting because I think Delhi Capitals also were going for him, but at the last minute, SRH told they're going to go for 5.25 and got Henrik Klaasen. But obviously, we know that there's Glenn Phillips as well in the SRH team. So who do you think, like, if you're talking about the playing 11 right now, who would you consider right now, Henrik Klaasen or Glenn Phillips, according to your opinion? Because we know Glenn Phillips had a very good 2020 World Cup. He scored 100 in one match in the 2020 World Cup, and Klaasen is also doing well, by the way, right now. So there's a competition in that middle order between number 5 and number 6. So your thoughts about that buy of Henrik Klaasen? He's a wicket keeper. Both of them are wicket keepers, and it's good competition, by the way, for SRH. I mean, a difficult decision for them to make, but I hope they make the right choice. What are your thoughts on that?
I'll go with Henrik Klassen because he have some good records in the Asian pitches. Like he played good innings against India. Like he's a good batsman against the spinner. So we haven't seen Glenn Phillips playing in India. Therefore, we have seen series going on the past few months ago. The thing is, Henrik Klassen will be shooting for the SRH as wicketkeeper batsman. So.
Hmm, very true. Yeah. We have Deep to answer this from Gopise says, who is the captain for first match and team for first match? We are missing South Africa team and also we are missing Phillips for first match. We'll answer the playing 11 later. But captain wise, I think even Varun, I spoke with him before also, he suggested Bhuvneshwar Kumar. But your thoughts, Deep, on that?
I'll also go with Bhuvneshwar Kumar because he's the vice captain, and if the captain is missing the match, you obviously make the vice captain the captain. So
Hmm, very true. Coming back to Dheeraj once again. Dheeraj, your thoughts, especially the middle order. I know now there is a thing like the four overseas to sort out because obviously we know Markram, Klaasen, perhaps I think they are fixed right now. It's the other two options. Now, right now we have Washington Sundar in the squad back. Maybe they'll go with a spin attack of maybe I don't know either of Akil Hussain or Adil Rashid. But your thoughts, especially that middle order SRH 7, the bowling attack, like the spin options, do you think they'll go with a overseas spinner, like with Adil Rashid or Akil Hussain? Who do you prefer? And Yeah, and where will Sundar obviously bat in this playing 11 if they take either Akil Hussain, maybe Akil Hussain in this team?
The thing is, we got Washington Sundar who can bat in the lower order. The thing is, we don't know whether the pitch is supposed to spinners. Like we have like good tracks going on now. We have seen the Ahmedabad pitch, like it's the flat pitch who bowled very well, Mitchell Starks and Omar Shami. And we don't know what happens in the last situation. Maybe they go with Mayank Markand or the Adil Rashid. But therefore, I will go with Natarajan because he can ball in the death over so we can get the wickets. So that is the reason I'll go with Natarajan. And we don't know what happens. Akil Hussain doesn't played any match against the Indian pitches, I guess, probably. So the thing is, Adil Rashid have that experience, so they may go with Adil Rashid.
Hmm, true. Coming back to Varun, obviously we talk about the SRH squad right now. Talking about the SRH squad, we know the Indian core of fast bowlers is better than I think any other IPL team. To be fair, but would you take in a overseas fast bowler? You have Faruqi, you have I think even Marco Jansen in this team right now. Would you take in four Indian fast bowlers and then try to take perhaps three overseas batters and one all rounder perhaps? So do you think that Faruqi or even Marco Jansen has a chance in this playing 11 this time, seeing the Indian core of fast bowlers that they have?
So for the first game, I think who Marco Jansen, Aiden Markram, and maybe if Glenn Phillips get selected for the series against Sri Lanka, the T20I series, he won't be available as well. So maybe then we can get in the pacer. But I don't think there's no disturbing this four Indian pacers lineup. At the moment, there's no disturbing them unless a overseas batter or a overseas spinner is injured, or if they're not, capable to play in the team, then a pacer comes in, or else it's just gonna be our four Indian bowlers. I think that's pretty simple.
Hmm. Gopi says Phillips also misses the first match, but I think all the New Zealand players are going to be released before the IPL starts. So I think Phillips is only available for the first ODI, I think, against Sri Lanka. And after that, I think he's going to come to the IPL. So I think Phillips will be there for SRH for the first match. I'm not
Yeah.
sure, 100% sure about that, but we'll see about that. But coming back to Deep, obviously talking about this about the auctions. First of all, let's talk about the auctions because SRH had the highest purse, and I think they got pretty good players. I think Harry Brook, Mayank Agrawal, Henrik Klaasen, Adil Rashid, Mayank Markande. They got another spinner, Vivan Sharma, Samat Vyas. So your thoughts overall of the auctions, Deep, that happened for SRH, and how do you rate it out of 10? And how good was the auctions for SRH this time around?
I think I would rate it 9.5 out of 10. The reason being that if you look at most of the teams, they usually make their XI and then they try to buy their overseas players in such a way that all the overseas players are like to like replacements for each other.
Yeah.
But if you look at this SRS squad, you can make one playing 11 and then for every Indian player, you have an Indian backup, which is a very unique feature in this squad. And then you don't see overseas players playing similar kind of role. It's not like either or kind of a situation. Each overseas player brings a unique skill set that will be used against a different opponent. So that's why I would rate them 9.5 out of 10. It's a very data driven approach, and you can clearly see that on some cases they will play Adil Rashid, in some games they will play Akil Hussain. It's not a either or situation. It's like depending on the condition and depending on the opposition. And similarly, in some games you will see Marco Jansen playing, in some games you will see FF playing. So
Hmm. All right. Dheeraj, your thoughts about the auctions overall for SRH? Like Deep, how do you rate it out of 10? And your analysis of the auctions, that how SRH went having the highest purse. Are you satisfied with how they performed in the auctions, especially the owners? So your thoughts on that?
Actually, we had a good auction. Like we are getting domestic players into the SRS team, like Nishit Reddy or Viran Sharma, and some good hitters who can hit the ball out of the park this time. The thing is, we have the huge purse. We thought of buying Ben Stokes, Sam Curran, but unfortunately, we couldn't buy them. Everyone know that. Even Varun is sad about that. Actually, okay. The thing is, we had a good auction actually. Like We got many domestic players who has a backup like Indian backup, like as Deep said. I agree with the Deep point actually. That's it.
Varun, do you regret not buying Sam Curran or Ben Stokes or either of the star rated overseas players in the
I
IPL?
already showed my hand expressions. Don't ask me again. I showed you. No, no, no. Okay, okay. No, I don't regret it. No, not it. See, after, okay, maybe before the auction, seeing those big names, right? Ben Stokes, Sam Curran, everyone always has it in their mind. Why don't we get this guy? Why don't we get this guy? After the auction, we got Harry Brook. Okay, I was okay happy because he was some talent. He was doing good in Pakistan. After seeing Curran's and Stokes form in recent times, I'm like, thank you God, we left them alone. So I think Harry Brook was a better investment than those two or three with Cameron Green involved. So I think Harry Brook was.
Hmm. All right, Deep, coming back to you, talk about the uncapped players. I think especially Samat Vyas played well. I think in Ranji Trophy, I think even in SMACT, I think they've been doing well. Vibran Sharma, as Dheeraj also mentioned. Your thoughts about the uncapped Indian players that have been picked, and one player to watch out for potentially who can play like just like Abhishek Sharma, who performed well last season for SRH, uncapped player. And doing well for Punjab in the Ranji Trophy and SMACT, and even the 50 over as well. So your thoughts on the uncapped players being picked by Sarich?
Yeah, I think with the impact player rule, I think there are two teams, as I mentioned earlier in the GT preview. Like just like GT, SRH has a very good bunch of domestic talent, and they know how to use them. GT wanted to buy so many overs, so many Indian pacers, so that they'll use it differently. Impact player rule, and if you look at SRH squad, they have bought so many Indian all rounders, so they will use the impact player rule very differently. And they have the flexibility of bringing in Abdul Samad, who is a hard hitter if they need someone like him, or a Vivrant Sharma who can give you more overs, or a pure batter at the top if there is a collapse. They also have someone like Anmol Preet Singh. Then they have a left-arm orthodox bowler in Mayank Dagar, who is very underrated, but I think he'll be very useful in some of the games if they don't want to go with that Akil Hussain option.
Yeah.
And instead of playing Washington Sundar, they can bring in Mayank Dagger and add an Indian batter in Abdul Samad. So that's another possibility. And then the two Indian pace all-rounders in Samarth Vyas and Nitish Kumar Reddy. So they have a lot of flexibility in terms of the all-round Indian domestic all-rounders that they have, and I think they will use the impact player rule very, very like impactfully, I think.
All right, coming back to Varun once again. Obviously, we saw Karthik Tyagi not getting much games last time. We know how much of a contribution he did with Rajasthan Royals back 2 years back. But we know with the pace attack of Umran Malik, Natarajan, and Marco Jansen, even that Karthik Tyagi couldn't get much games. Do we expect the same this time from SRH to bench Karthik Tyagi for most of the games? So do we see Karthik Tyagi going to get more matches this time around, since this is the home and away format, and there might be some pitches where you'll need four pacers and Karthik Tyagi could come into play.
So I think the competition is between Natarajan and Karthik Tyagi, right? Because they're both are two death bowlers, and one of them has to be in the team. It's either Natarajan or Tyagi. I think if Natarajan is either injured or if he is not completely in the best form he is in, then Karthik Tyagi comes in. Or else it's just going to be Natarajan straight into the lineup because with the experience he has with SRH and with the kind of capabilities he has at the death, he loves to bowl those Yorkers. He knows when to bowl those Yorkers. We've seen it many times in the past 2020 and 2021, 2022. He's done it multiple times. Karthik Tyagi is yet to prove himself, and that's why we're giving him a chance with the team. He's a future investment, of course. That's why he's still in the team, right? So just give him time. Play with Natarajan, just see how he does. If he doesn't do well, Karthik Tyagi comes in, right? Because he has a similar kind of skill set. He can bowl the Yorkers, but he just needs a bit more time, a bit more practice. I think then he can just come into the team. As I said, he's a future investment. We're not going to let him go. I hope not, at least.
Hmm. All right. Coming back to Dheeraj.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I think I forgot the question I asked, but yeah, I mean your thoughts as well about the fast bowling attack as well of SRH. We know it's one of the best, obviously, and you also think that they'll go with four fast bowlers right now, or do you think? I mean, depends on the conditions, obviously. But do you think they will go with three Indians and one overseas like Marco Jensen? Do you think he'll get a chance? It depends on obviously the pitch conditions and all. But what do you say about the fast bowling attack of SRH? Because there are many options to choose from. So who do you think are the ideal um, four or three fast bowlers that they have to go with SRH?
Actually, the three fast bowlers everyone know Umran Malik, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, and Natarajan.
Yeah.
I would like to go with for overseas like Marco Jansen because he can bat in the lower order. So it would be better to we can get Marco Jansen in the team actually.
Hmm. Coming back to Varun, what can we expect about this guy Rahul Tripathi this time? Because we know he's a very impactful player. Played at number three, number four. He's had really good seasons with Rising Pune Super Giants. Then when he came to KKR, he made impact over there, and then was bought by SRH last year and made another contribution. So what can we expect from Rahul Tripathi this season as well? Do you think he'll get around 400, 500 runs? Do you think this will be the breakthrough season for Rahul Tripathi so that he can obviously get into that Indian 2020 squad all the time? Because this IPL might be a breakthrough season for Rahul Tripathi.
I think he's already had a breakthrough season, and that was last year. To be very honest, with KKR also he's had it, but unfortunately he was not just getting the chances. But I think he's grown to be one of the finest batters in the Indian circuit as of now. In the IPL, he's proven himself a lot of times. As I said, he's not getting the chances, but whenever the team needs him, he comes up. He comes up to the party, right? He knows how to handle the pressure situations. He isn't a player for himself. He's a team player. He plays for the team, and he's selfless. That's the kind of character you would want in a team. Anyone would want that kind of player in a team, right? So that's what he's doing. I think last year as well, he's made a huge impact for us. I think he's one of the sole reasons why we got a good performance from the bat for our team. He chased, I think, with the KKR, right? Against KKR, he gave us some runs against RCB. He finished the games against Punjab, CSK. So he's a finisher. He knows how to finish games. He knows how to handle pressure, right? So I think he's just gonna have the same season all over again. I never see him failing ever. Maybe if he gets a single digit score, he knows how to back himself. He knows how to rise up to the occasion in the next game, right? So he knows how to handle himself. That's what you want. That's what you want from a player, and I think that's good from him. Hopefully, as you said, he gets more chances in the Indian side. If there is a slot, he should just fit in because he's also a 360-degree player. Let's not forget that he knows how to hit it out of the park anywhere in the ground. Right. So he's a multi-talented player, and hopefully,
All right. Dream team here asks Deep, who will be the four overseas for SRH? I think there's eight options. So who do you think are the ideal four overseas players for SRH right now? Who can fit into the playing 11?
Like assuming everyone is available, then the four players are straightforward: Harry Brook, Aiden Markram, Enric Lasse, and Adil Rashid.
All right. I think let's go into the pitch conditions. Let's go to Varun. Varun, obviously, it's going to be after 3 years. Obviously, the SRH players are going to go to Hyderabad. What can we expect from the pitch? I know it changes all the time, but what can we expect? Do you think it's going to be a good flat track where batting where 190, 200 scores are going to be expected? Do you think there'll be some assistance for spinners or fast bowlers because there's a good fast bowling attack? The curators could assist for the fast bowlers and give some bounce and some good tracks for the pitch. So, how do you see the pitch in Hyderabad going to play for SRH squad? And do you think SRH have picked the perfect squad to play in Hyderabad this year?
I think from 2017 and before, the Hyderabad pitch used to be a more of a bowling pitch for the Pacers. But I think since 2018 2019, 2020, the pitches have changed a lot. Now you're seeing like 170, 180, 200 types of scores coming from Hyderabad. Even I think we saw in the India versus Australia series, right? Cameron Green, these kind of players like even Rahul Tripathi, no, Surya Kumar Yadav. Yeah, there you go. These guys are scoring in the grounds. They're going to 200 plus scores. So I think we're gonna see the exact same. But I think the Hyderabad pitches are well poised pitches, like they're evenly based. You can bowl some pace on there, which is good pace, and you can have some good batting on there. So I think that's one advantage the Hyderabad pitches has. We're gonna get some good entertainment. I can tell you that, right? So the paces are gonna get the advantage, and the batsmen are gonna get the advantage, right? So I think I'm just looking forward to that. I don't know about the spinners just yet, but I know, as far as I know, I think the medium pacers will do far better than what the express pace or normal wrist spin is gonna do. I think medium pace is gonna succeed well.
Hmm. All right, coming back to Dheeraj once again. We know Abhishek Sharma. His debut season for SRH, he did really well. I think he scored 400 runs, won matches in certain scenarios, especially in chasers. What do you think this time around? I think Abhishek was also considered to be vice captain at least for the team, but he didn't get it. But I think he had a really good season last time. So, do you see the same consistency happening for Abhishek? Because we know Abhishek Sharma captains for Punjab also in Ranji Trophy. The Vijay Hazar, I think he captains for Punjab. So what can we expect from Abhishek Sharma, especially not even having Kane Williamson this time, but they do have the option still. I think the number three is a bit affected, but still, I think he has a new partner with Mayank Agrawal. So how do you see Abhishek Sharma doing alongside Mayank Agrawal this time?
The thing is, even Abhishek Sharma used to be in Punjab, so Mayank and Abhishek has a good communication. Like between they had played too many games with the Punjab team. The thing is, they can contribute some runs, like understanding each other and contribute some runs. Coming to the captaincy, vice captaincy, we have seen his captaining for the Punjab Ranji Trophy team. The thing is, that is the total different scenario, and this is total different scenario. The IPL is too much there. We have top class players who plays very well, like like Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni, who can finish off games like too quickly. The thing is, he need more experience to get that vice captaincy.
Hmm, true. All right, so let's go to the schedule, obviously, of SRH. I think their first match is against Rajasthan Royals. Coming to Deep, obviously, Rajasthan Royals isn't an easy team. I would say they are one of the strongest playing 11. I think they have the first three at home. Sorry, first five. I think three matches at home. They do have slightly of a good run going in the first five. They have Rajasthan, LSG, PBKS, KKR, MI. So I think they are having a good run. I mean, they have a tough match against CSK, but I think they only face CSK once, and I think RCB once. So that is a good thing for SRH. I think they are playing much of the teams that are having injury issues. I mean, team opposition teams that have injury concerns right now. So your thoughts, because they're facing DC twice, I think KKR twice, I think MI twice. I think LSG twice and one other team twice. So your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think if you look at the fixtures, you won't see like any kind of home or away advantage against these teams. Especially we are not playing in very difficult conditions, and most of the grounds they are going to be very similar. Uh, so, like you'll see a consistent playing 11 for SRH unless there is a drastic change in someone's form or some injury or some freakish thing happens. So I think the schedule won't affect them that much.
Hmm, true. Coming to Varun, obviously, yeah, obviously last season I think it wasn't a good season. Obviously for SRH,
But
I think.
do you think, 1 minute? So do you think
Yes, continue, Varun. Yeah.
what I was saying is, yeah. So what I was saying is that our schedule is like a checkers board right now. It's like home away, home away, home away, home away. So does that affect any like the mental issues or tiredness? Would that come into play? That's the thing.
I don't think so. These are professional guys. Like they know how to deal with these situations. So like travel is part and parcel of IPL. So
The thing is, Varun, they had played more domestic games in India. There's nothing to worry because they have that
Okay.
experience to play wherever they are good enough to play.
Hmm, true. Coming to Varun, obviously we know that SRH finished eighth last
Okay.
season. It was not a good season. Obviously, Kane captaining and obviously Kane going and leaving and going to Gujarat. It wasn't that ideal scenario for SRH last season. But do you think this time around, without obviously having a major overhaul in the SRH squad, this time under Markram also, we cannot obviously take the I mean the South African 2020 league thing to IPL also. I mean, but still it's different scenarios. But still, how do you think? Especially last season wasn't that great, but this season obviously it's a new season, new start. Obviously, how do you see things going? Especially
They
yeah.
I think our team is more well balanced and well poised than last year, first of all. So that's a big advantage for us. Now you got your top three Indians. Top three. We never seen that with Sunrisers Hyderabad, first of all. Right, Mayank Agarwal, Abhishek Sharma, Rahul Tripathi. You got your three Indians right there, done and sorted. And then you got your middle order full of overseas player, done and sorted. That's one of the dream teams any IPL team can have. And the advantage is in our middle order, you have players that can dominate spin, and I don't think that's a luxury that many of the other teams have. Right, you have Heinrich Klaassen, you have maybe if Glenn Phillips plays him, you have Abhishek Sharma, you have Harry Brook, right? These guys are all spin smashers. So that's one thing, and when the time comes, they know how to deal with the paces as well. So I think we got that luxury in the middle order. And for the opening, I think Abhishek Sharma, I think you were talking about Abhishek Sharma being the vice captain and all, right? I think the one thing is he can't handle the pressure just yet, unless he has someone next to him, like at the other end, right? Batting, just batting well, like suppose Aiden Markram or Rahul Tripathi, then he starts to perform well. Or else, if people just come, get out, go back to pavilion, another guy comes back in. Abhishek Sharma cannot handle that pressure just yet. So he needs someone to stay with him. And then Mayank Agarwal, he's an experienced player. He's an experienced campaigner yet. So hopefully he just rises up to the occasion. Obviously, he did not have such a great season last time around, but we all know what he's capable of. Even in the, I think, what is it? Sai Mushtaq Ali Trophy, he performed well. Is that it? Yeah, so whatever tournament it is, he performed well. So hopefully he can just bring their performances back up into the IPL. So now, and then Rahul Tripathi, I already spoke about him. So now we got our top three sorted, we got our middle order sorted, and now, yeah, as I said, we got our four Indian pacers, and I think Adil Rashid is gonna start off in the lineup. So now we got the wrist spinner. We got better spinners than we had last year. Last year we only had one spinner, right? It was either Washington Sundar, or if he was injured, it was Jagadisha Sushit.
Very good.
Now you have many options. You have Aiden Markram, right? You have Adil Rashid. You have Abhishek Sharma if you need him. So now you got those options. So yeah, I think we're pretty balanced, and I think we can go far ahead. See, as what we're expecting, if they just put that on the field, we can go far ahead. And as I said, Aiden Markram's captaincy is cool, calm, and composed. If he still shows that in the IPL, I think you can see us going very far ahead, maybe in the top two or three this time around.
Yeah, good point that you brought out about Adam Markram's bowling, because we never saw that from Adam Markram in the IPL ever, even for South Africa. But then we saw it in the SA 2020, how big of a deal that was from Adam Markram's bowling. Yeah,
Hey, Pawan, we saw Aiden Markram bowling. We saw Aiden
yeah, but
Markram bowling against
obviously,
CSK. He took Moeen Ali's wicket. Ah,
but not a big impact from Adam Markram from the IPL other than the SA 20.
you said he.
All right. All right. Let's go into the weaknesses of SRH. I don't know if there are much weaknesses, but then Dheeraj can break through. Do you see any weaknesses at all for this SRH team? Any things, any concerns about this SRH squad? Weaknesses, any spots that you can see that they cannot go to the playoffs? So there is no weakness at all for this SRH team right now.
The thing is, we have less all-rounders in the team, I guess. I think the only weak point we have less all rounders, as we have only Washington Sundar like play who can control the lower middle order, who can get some runs for that. If we include Marco Jansen, so we may get that runs. If it doesn't include Marco Jansen, we will be having Adil Rashid or Akil Hussain. We don't know what's happened. So we need a perfect all rounder for that actually.
Hmm.
So I
Uh,
want to ask that same question to Varun, what he feels like, what happened.
I think our team is full of all-rounders. Actually, you're just saying Washington Sundar and no, Marco Jansen, but there are a lot of domestic all-rounders in the squad. Like who? We have Abdul Samad. You got Abhishek Sharma. You got Marco Jansen, Washington Sundar. Who else? You got Akil Hussain. Huh? You got Anmol Preet. He can bowl. You got Vivrant Sharma, you got Mayank Dagar, you got Samar B. Vyas, you got Sanveer Singh, you got Nitish Kumar Reddy. Almost half the squad is full of all-rounders, but they're all domestic. And again, talking about one of another weakness is we don't have many experienced Indians. Right, as I said, they're all domestic players, and okay, we might just use them for impact players. Right, we shouldn't expect the bad things coming out from the team like injuries and all just yet. Right, so they're just there for the bench, they're there for the impact players, but not to be included in the potential XI just yet. Right, so they're just for the impact players or the backup players. We have a lot of domestic talent, and hopefully whenever they do come into the squad or into the XI as an impact player or as a backup player, hopefully they can just perform up to the.
all right. Deep, anything to add alongside the weaknesses that both Dheeraj or Varun has mentioned, or are you satisfied with the SRH team right now?
I think right now with the impact player rule, we don't have to worry about batting, bowling, or all rounders because we can play 12 players in a playing 11. Uh, so especially Bhuvi can bowl four up front, and we can replace Bhuvi with a batter if we need, or we can replace Bhuvi with another bowler if we need any additional death bowling option. So I don't think that's a concern. But what I see is that because we have an overseas captain, and in the last 2 to 3 seasons we have been seeing that a captain has not been performing well, and that kind of reflects on how the captain is being treated by the management, or how the team environment and everything, it kind of like affects the performance of the team. So if Aiden Markram is able to at least achieve 80% of what he has done in the South African League, then I think SRH will definitely qualify for the playoffs, and I think there is no stopping them.
Hmm. Sure. Let's go to the playing 11s right now. Let's first get into Dheeraj because you are the one who didn't send me the playing 11 first
Yeah,
of
yeah.
all. So I'll come into you. Who do you think is the playing 11 right now for SRH, and your impact players? Like there has to be four impact players, but only one will be selected. So playing 11 and the impact players, if possible.
Top four, obviously, we know Abhishek Sharma, Mayank Agarwal, and Rahul Tripathi and Markram.
Yeah.
Uh, in the middle order, I go with Harry Brook, Callis, and Nishit Reddy and Washington Sundar. In Adil Rashid or Mayank Markande, I would like go with Adil Rashid because he has too much experience while playing in Indian condition and Asian conditions. And the fast bowlers, I would like to go with Bhunesh Kumar and Umran Malik.
Hmm. Four impact
As
players. Yeah.
as I want to go with the four impact players, only with the Indian is Natarajan, Abdul Samad, and Mayank Dagar, and I would like to go with Karthik Tyagi.
Hmm. Interesting. K4 Keju is saying Brook gonna smash every bowler. Let's see. This is not Test cricket. Hopefully, he does that in 2020 cricket. He's showing that in Test cricket right now with his average. Let's hope he can transform that into 2020 cricket. But yeah, I think Brook has been in brilliant form right now. So we will show Varun's playing 11. So he's gone with Abhishek Sharma, Mayank Agrawal, Tripathi Markram. Obviously, I think that's what Deepos has gone with. Harry Brook at number 5, Klassen at 6, Sundar, Reddy, Adil Rashid, Bhuvi, and Umran Malik. Any specific reasons why you guys are going with Nitish Reddy, Varun? Because we haven't seen him much in the IPL, but I think due to domestic performances, I think you guys are going with Nitish Reddy. Any specific reasons or insights why you guys are going with Nitish Reddy and what he can deliver?
Yeah, so my idea is just get Bhuvi and Reddy up front. Maybe bowl Bhuvi or one of Nitish Reddy or Bhuvneshwar Kumar in the first 10 or 11 hours, 4 hours, done and dusted. Get them out and then get Natarajan in as an impact player and bowl his 4 hours at the death. And Nitish Reddy, he's also an all-rounder, and he can swing the ball both ways in the power play as well. So maybe he can stay, or Bhuvi can bowl his 4 overs up front and go. So Nitish Reddy also has a chance to bat when we get our chances. So that's what I'm thinking of. So one of those two bowl their four up front, and then Natarajan comes in as an impact player for the death.
Yeah, the direct hit has asked four overseas. I think already they answered. I think it's already going to be Harry Brook, Aidan Markram, and I think the other two players as well. I think Deep mentioned the four overseas
Class A and
already.
Adil Rashid.
Klassen and Adil Rashid, yes. So yeah, I think all are fixed. I think right now with those, so it's going to be Harry Brook, Klassen, Adil Rashid, and Adam Markram, the captain. Is what all three agree with. Deep has mentioned he's playing 11. Just give me a second. I'll get it. Yeah, he has gone with Mayank Agrawal, Abhishek Sharma, Tripathi, Harry Brook at number 4, Adam Markram at 5. Deep, reason why do you think you'll switch the number 4, number 5, or do you think Harry Brook should come ahead of Adam Markram? Your thoughts on why Harry Brook is ahead of Adam Markram?
I would rather play Harry Brook at number three, depending on the match situation. For me, one, two, and five, six are fixed. So I'll go with Mayank Agarwal, Abhishek Sharma, and if the openers are clicking well, then I would send Harry Brook at number three. If I lose one of the openers in the power play, I'll send Rahul Tripathi at number three, and then I have Markram and Klasse, and we can like switch both of these depending on the match situation. If we need someone to finish quickly, we can promote Class A, bring Makram down. So we have that kind of flexibility in our 3, 4, and 5, 6. But there's
Hmm.
one thing, like if you see all three XIs, you'll find at least 10 players common. So I think that's a good sign for any franchise going into the playing 11, where all the fans agree on the playing 11. As far as the impact player are concerned, you also find at least 2 to 3 names common. So the only difference between my XI and Varun's XI is like I'm going with T Natarajan up front because there are two cases. First, when you are batting first, in that case, I would rather have three pacers and two proper spin options up front, so that if needed, I can remove one of my extra bowling option and bring in extra batter if I need. Otherwise, if we are bowling second, then Bhuvi will bowl four up front, and I can bring in Karthik Tyagi in place of Bhuvi.
Hmm. Varun, the direct hit has asked, but you only need 2 from Natu in death. Do you agree with this on the statement made by Aryan?
I think let's see. I think he'll bowl like 2 or 3 overs, but I want him at the death. That's it. So I think Bhuvi, he's not been the Bhuvi we knew in the death, first of all, from the past few years. Right. He's been going a bit expensive. I think that over against Mumbai Indians last year, that one was brilliant, but he couldn't really replicate that in the rest of the games as well. I think we just can't see the magic he created, in those days anymore. So I think that was a big problem. So that's why I just want to see Bui finish up his overs up front in the power play or before, the first 10 overs, because that's where he loves to, just bowl. He loves to succeed in that area. So that's why I want him to finish his overs up front and then get him.
Yeah, I think the death overs of SRH has been always a concern. I think even last season we saw that Malik was also leaking in the death, and especially in the power play in certain matches. I think so. That is the area of improvement I think SRH can do, especially if bowler has an off day. I think perhaps bring in a spinner in, and I think that's where I think Markram could come into play. So hopefully SRH do well on that front. Um, Gopi says Nitish future movie for SRH. Yes. Yeah, so all right guys. So we'll end it over there. So thank you so much, Deep, Varun and Dheeraj for joining. Do you all three think that they'll go to the playoffs and perhaps be champions? You all three think that they're going to be champions or go to the finals, at least the finals this time? Varun, first of all, your thoughts. Do you think they'll go to the finals or win the championship with this squad?
Looking at it, I prayed, I wished, I got the team I was wishing for, and now I hope we do. I think we do have the squad. I do think we have the capability to go on to the finals and hopefully win. All up to God now. All up to.
Dheeraj, your thoughts. Do you think predictions? Do you think this team can be champions or go to the finals? So do you think they'll just reach the playoffs? What do you think?
Depends on how we play, actually. At least we can make it to the playoffs because we have seen Markram captaincy in South Africa Premier League. So he may impact in the IPL also. So
Yeah.
expecting some good things to be happen.
Mm. Yeah, I think even Deep might agree on that as well. I think this is a playoff team. Also, I also feel like yeah, that's why I'm really, really hopeful that SRH this time can get in the playoffs. This team really looks good, especially with Markram as captain. I think SRH can go a long way this time. I think K4 Teju has said Mayank Agrawal, Abhishek Sharma, Rahul Tripathi, Adam Markram, Glenn Phillips, or class, and he has said Harry Brooks, Sundar, Reddy, he has said Akil Hussain in the playing 11 instead of Adil Rashid, Bhuvi, Umran, Impact, Abdul Samad, Natu, Marco Jensen, and Karthik Tyagi. He has opted Adil Rashid out of the playing 11 and Impact. Okay, interesting over there. So, guys, we'll end it over there. So, thank you so much, Deep, Dheeraj, and Varun for joining. And I hope you guys had a good time speaking about SRH. And I hope the fans also, the people who commented, and the viewers also enjoyed the insights that these three provided. So we hope for the best for SRH. I think they have a good team. They have a good captain now. I hope they can go far. So yes, as Deepos is saying, orange fire ED. So let's see how they go. Yes. So thank you so much once again. Do follow Deep, Dheeraj, and Varun on Instagram and Twitter. I think they tweet a lot about SRH. So do check them out over there. And yeah, guys, we'll end it over there. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe this post breakdown, like, comment, and share. Tomorrow we'll be doing IPL draft on this channel, so do tune in. And then we'll be doing RCB very soon. RCB and CSK coming up, so we'll be doing the squad analysis of those two. So today that's it, guys. We did them my Mumbai Indians, so do check that out if you haven't watched that yet. So let's hope for the best for SRH, Orange Army. Let's see how they go. So thank you so much, guys, and goodbye, guys. Good night.